Back to Cone Racing League, your home of racing here on a Monday night for Tier 5, hosted by myself, CRL Freefall, where we are alone. Once again, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the absolute little legend. It's Little Leroy.
Good day, mate. How are we doing? How are we today, Scott? How are we today?
Oh, we're splendid. Hyped up another Monday, the third Monday of the season league, but believe it or not, mental to think.
That is crazy, what the hell?
It's flown by already. The first couple of rounds, of course. Last week, Lee, we were in the far east of Japan, around the historic circuit of Suzuka. A little bit more modern circuit, I suppose you could say, here in Australia. But last week in Suzuka, it saw a little bit of a belter with the reserves really showing their skill, wasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely was. Obviously, Gautier's gone into Ferrari, finished first on track, but he got a 5-second penalty for a collision. So your results, I'll give you the top 12. So Warrior Huntsman, who came from last to first last week, what amazing drive from him, who is back today as a reserve. Chimp, who came second, he's now a full-time driver in the Alpine, good to see. Gautier fell down to third, and then the rest there was AFL in fourth. Murphy finished in fifth, Mighty Baguette in sixth, Spider in seventh, MKP in 8th, Thomas Tip Top in 9th, Curly in 10th, Mark Rosen in 11th, and Ghost Angel 1. Round out your points in 12th. So yeah, last race was insane. I mean, it's a standard in Tier 5 now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 races, 5 races, 5 safety cars possible per race, so that's 10 total. We've had 8 safety cars so far. There's been plenty of drama, plenty of action, plenty of bold strategy calls. And a man you mentioned just there, I'm going to give him a brief shout out. It is technically his home Grand Prix, the Funny Oz Chimp. The Oz, of course, standing for Australia. He did get that podium last week. He has got a full-time seat, but you know what else he's got, Lee? He's got a qualifying ban. So he's going to have to make some bold strategy calls. But the weather's dry for qualifying, so we'll get a nice clean run for the rest of our drivers here. I'm currently on board with the early qualer sitter of the season so far. He always seems to get out and track early, does this man. It's the one and only BX37 Pro, previously known as Big Ben. He is taking us around the first lap of this 5.278 kilometre or 3.28 mile track here in Albert Park, Australia. Of course, we recently saw some changes, cutting down from 16 turns down to 14 with the removal of the Clark chicane. A part of this track here, turn 13, of course, is Scary, and then the 14 of Stewart previously, now 11 and 12 also reworked a little bit before the penultimate corner, and it'll be the final corner, Lee, for the first lap time of Australia. I'm expecting us to get down into the low 18s here tonight, but wait and see what kind of banker Ben can put in. And it's an 18.881. Definitely on for the low 18s, going by that, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I've seen in Tier 5 Pilot that Ben is actually, well, according to every other driver, Ben seems to be, at least from the practice that they've done, Ben seems to be one of the favourites. But, you know, someone can put something on. I'm older than Mark Wilson here. He comes through the fast chicane of, I think it's 8 and 9, I think it is. The chicane. Oh, is he invalidated? Never mind. I've heard someone here. Next up, I believe, who is next on the track? Is it McLaren and Marty Atom, I believe, will be the next one. No, it's actually MKP ahead of him in the Williams. Coming through the penultimate corner, down to the third gear, up in the fourth, MKP. Round the final corner, very tricky track control, and get the spot on there, up to the line for the Williams. It'll be a 19, I think. It's a 19-1 for MKP. Yeah, but most drivers delaying to come out a little bit, which is kind of surprising, because usually a lot of these tier 5 drivers running out early getting up in, but no, everyone seems to be kind of waiting their time. They've been letting the track develop a little bit. Let's go to F1. Our race went on track from last week and have been looking to redeem himself. Still a P3 though, and not a bad result at all. The Frenchman coming down the back straight, going into the flash chicane, come to the end of the middle sector. Into the chicane, down the 6th gear, flinging the car in over sticks, a bit wide, keeps it just about in track limits though. And now, coming in to the 3rd sector, obviously this newly revamped corner, takes it nice down the 3rd gear. Then on the power early as you want to go into the final few corners, fling the car in the 5th gear. Brake just after the shadow, Down to third. Hit the curb. Oh, he's gone a bit wide. Just avoid the grass. Will it be first on pole for him? Yes, it will. In 18.7.
Just beating out Ben by just over a tenth does the Frenchman of Gautier Le Fallon. Going to jump on board, not with Mike Yam, he has invalidated. Let's get back on board with Mark Wilson, of course, last season's champion. He currently finds himself in P13 in the standings. Only 2 points in the first 2 rounds so far, looking to build upon this, which we did see a bit of improved performance last week compared to week 1. What kind of qualifying time can he put in? And I can tell you, Lee, it's going to be a very crucial qualifying because I have received information from the inside group at McLaren. It's going to be a wet race. Mark Wilson up to the line at 19.712. 1 second off his teammate at the moment, but only 7 cars with a time in. There's all still to play for. Let's get on board then with Riordan, one of the few cars on a flying lap. He'll take us around this short and pretty technical circuit here in Albert Park. So it is down for turn 3 into third gear. Pretty easy. Corresponding with that, the left-hander of 4 you can take in third or fourth depending on the driver preference. Right-hander of 5th before the 6th and 7th complex here. A little right for the 6th, a little left for the 7th, and a little kink for number 8. Of course, previously we had the Clark chicane right about here. It is now going to a long sweeping straight Lee with an extra DRS zone to spice up that action even more. 4 DRS zones here tonight before the technical and very easy to invalidate, very easy to spin as we see Riordan running a bit wide. That could be one for the stewards. I don't know if he gained time or not, and he has backed out of the lap just to be safe, maybe for the best. But I think that could be a key point here tonight, Lee. That corner number 10, the exit of it, you can run wide and lose lots of time, get a penalty and invalidation, or we've seen it before in the past years where the car just loses all connection to the ground and you go spinning off to the right and explode into a million pieces of carbon fibre. CRL Spider up into P5 provisionally with a 20.0. But yeah, that turn 10 Lee is going to be crucial. And it's not the only place you can pick up warnings, of course. That could be a big impact tonight, particularly in the rain.
Oh yeah, of course, 100%. Yeah, obviously there is that. I think it's turn, I want to say 5. I think it is, where if you go wide, you can get. Yeah, but it can give you 3 warnings. So I mean, if it happens to any drivers, then just make sure to report it into the stewards. But actually, interestingly, our 2 championship leaders, yes, we do have 2, AFL and Murphy. AFL coming out of the pitch there, Murphy not out of the pitch yet. As I walk here, championship standings right now, we have a moment. AFL and Murphy equal on 31 points. AFL currently leads. Thomas Tip-Top currently in 3rd on 26, and it's Nacho in 4th on 24. Gautier Le Fallon, he's in 5th on 20, and it's currently in 6th on 14. Spider Robin 7th, also on 14. Oliver getting Ben, 8th and 9th respectively, both on 12 points. And then Pancake rounds out your top 10 with 8 points. MKP in 11th, Hedgehog in 12th, Mark Wilson in 13th, Topher in 14th, Ghost Stage 1 in 15th, then Duncan, Will, Amin, Moody, and Victor Mean all get to score points. So, obviously it's early, but only 12 rounds in the season. It's been quite competitive so far, so hopefully, hopefully it will continue the whole season.
Yeah, just little interjections where, of course, we can't forget there's only 19 drivers lifted there, Lee. We've got the new man of Chimp, like we mentioned, coming into the full-time seat. He's actually in joint 4th, probably about, I would say it'd be 5th maybe in count back in results, maybe even 4th, because Nacho, of course, has done 2 races to accumulate in points, so Chimp with a higher finishing position would slot into that P4. But yeah, 2 drivers on 31 points, and remember, 31 points is the maximum you can get in a weekend, so theoretically anybody could be top or joint top by the end of tonight. Ben improves upon his time ever so slightly at an 18.7. Maybe I was a little adventurous with a low 18, but a mid 18 nonetheless. Still a very good time. I do know from, shall we say, a few practice sessions that I've observed, that I've seen, that an 18.3 is possible from at least one of these drivers on the grid. Now, I won't tell you who, but I'll tell you if they manage to meet that kind of expectation. We're going to jump on board then with Victor Mean. I've got high hopes for him in the McLaren tonight. Currently coming into the 3rd DRS zone, or is it the 4th? I suppose it is technically the 4th. We'll count the 1 on the start-finish straight as the 1st. Rounding the 4th to last corner, the 3rd to last now. Of course, very crucial corners to your lap. It's so easy to carry a little bit too much speed, just to miss the apex ever so slightly, and really compromise your time and your line for the full one. Mark Wilson losing it on the exit of turn 786. Goes provisional P7. We're getting a real rush of traffic on the track now, Lee. First 2 rounds of the season, we'll jump on board with this man who set the pole time. It's our very own CRL Murphy. 2 poles, but couldn't quite pull them into strong podium positions. Is, however, like you said, joint top and gets very loose on the exit of 10. We'll have lost a bucket of time there.
Oh, the Alfa Romeo just out of the way, just about, yeah. Very, very slow. Oh, there's an Alpine ahead of Murphy. Oh, that's definitely, that's impeding Ghost Danger 1. Murphy will still carry on in his lap, but it's not ideal for an lap at all to be held up, so that, obviously, if Murphy chooses to report that will probably be kind of Ghost Danger 1. Murphy up to the line then, well, his first time meet. It's still P5 though, but there's definitely time in that lap through the fast chicane and then being blocked, so still time. As AFL, I think he's building up to go for a lap. So currently our leader on count back. We'll go on board him. Coming around the final corner. AFL going down the main straight here. Going down into the tricky turn 1. You want to brake just after the black box. On the outside, you want to use the curb. He goes. Oh, he's got the corner.
There's using the curb, and then there's using the curb like that, Lee. That was
yeah.
a little bit over enthusiastic with that use of curb into turn 1 AFL. Depending on his fuel, may have the ability to go again. Of course, 6 seconds still on the clock, so 6 minutes, sorry, still on the clock, so plenty of time to get to the pits and get back in. Hedgehog looks to be coming into the pits. He's well, let's just say he had a very special pit stop of his own over the weekend. I'd like to congratulate him from everybody here at CRL on the birth of his daughter, him and his missus having their first born over the weekend. It's amazing that he's on the ground this weekend. That is some insane dedication from the little hedgehog are mammals, aren't they? Yeah, I was going to say marsupials, but that's a kangaroo. Mammals, yeah. That's a kangaroo and a woman. Very fitting for where we are, to be fair.
I was going to say, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I mean, Hedge is a dad by day and a racing driver by night, so have to respect it.
On board with wee Robbie coming up to the line, or wee Rabbi, sorry, up to the line, and misses out by 3, just under 4 attempts on his best time. One thing to note though, didn't have the DRS open on the start-finish straight, and doesn't have the DRS open going down towards turn 3. And now I wonder, Rabbi is one of our reserves. He is very new to the sort of league racing scene. I think, is he used to driving with just the DRS assist on, that it does it for him? Because if so, if he's missing out on 4 DRS zones around this circuit, he's only 1.3 seconds off the top. He could be up there challenging. Exactly, we'll see if he opens it here. No, he doesn't.
He's on an in-lap though, I think, so he might be opening for that reason on the in-lap anyway.
We'll keep an eye on that over the course of the night and see. Duncan, well, that was going on, put in a stonker of a lap up with a 1:19.196, beating out MKP by 2 thousandths to go P3. Duncan yet to score a point this season. I believe he's actually on another flyer here, Lee, just coming down to the fast left-right chicane. We'll see if he can put this final sector together. What's his second sector split? Quarter a second up on his time. So got to find some time in this final sector if he is going to improve. But nonetheless, P3 at the moment. And the top 2, pretty clear looking at that. Just round about half a second.
Yeah, at the moment. I've seen MKP's 2 tenths up in the first sector. Had a very good turn 5, turn 6 in the Williams. One of the early favourites for championship anyway. They're not going off to a fire of a start with pace definitely there. MKP comes to the end of the middle sector. 2 tenths up, fling it into the chicane, goes a bit wide there. It keeps it within track limits though, and that is very important. Obviously, a bang lap as well. Simple. Out of nowhere, from the back of the grid, P3 on a 1:18.8. Very good off movement, and he should get one more shot at it. So, see if we can MKP though coming through the final sector. Now into the penultimate corner. Here's the apex nicely up in the 4th there, only trying to get all the traction you can. Round in the final corner for the Williams driver. Up to the line. Will it be an improvement? It won't be an improvement. He lost a lot of time in the final sector, so I'm not too sure what happened.
Yeah, missing out on his best time by just under 700s there does the Williams of MKP, slotting in directly behind his teammate provisionally on this grid. Duncan on another lap by the looks of it, but that red fuel indicator light is flashing. Of course, he wouldn't have time to get to the pits and go again, so maybe he's quite happy just to thrash this lap out and drive about at the end with little to no fuel. We'll keep an eye on this Mercedes coming through the final sector. There is, of course, a McLaren as well coming through the final sector. I
Oh,
believe
yeah.
that is the mighty Atom. Does he improve on his time?
P7.
He does, P7, and Duncan does fall into the pits. Next up then is the Red Bull of Warrior Huntsman, about to finish off what is likely to be his last flying lap of the session. Of course, won from a reserve position from the back of the grid last week. What can he do in Australia qualifying? It's going to be P4 for him in the Red Bull provisionally. I believe it's an Alpine next, is that right? No, is that a Williams?
No.
There's too many shades of blue.
I think
What
it's
is
a
that?
Williams. It's a Williams. It's real simple. He's going on the lap. Oh, he spun! Avoids the wall, but spins. That's his lap round. I think next will be Murph on the lap. Unless Spider ahead of him on the lap. I believe Rob ahead of him is on the lap. I could be wrong. I'm not too sure.
Rob with 83% ERAs. It isn't going up, and it isn't. He has got the red light flashing, and he has got Murphy's teammate back. If this is a tow, this is very close together, and it's either perfectly orchestrated or it's horrendously orchestrated.
Goes home! I did not expect that coming, considering, you know, that final sector. Ben's backed out of it first lap. Does he have time for the lap? Actually can't see because the yellow flag. Does Ben have time for the lap? The yellow flag can go away.
He's going to have to put his toe down, and it's going to have to be quite a lap here. He's borderline because he's about 40 seconds through his lap, and he's got 40 seconds left.
Oh, no, he should make it. No,
it's going to be tight. It's going to be incredibly tight.
It would be very, very tight. Hedgehog's retired from the session. Will Simple's on that. No, he's not on that. He's back down. Never mind. Murph, though, currently on pole. He's looking for 3 in a row. If only he could stop bottling, it'd be great. Anywho,
wait and see MKP rounding the penultimate corner. Yep. What can he do from P7 at the moment? He looks to be on a half-decent lap here, rounds that final corner, and it will be up to complete his last lap time. Does improve, but only up to P6. Alfa Romeo following behind. That is Riordan, the reserve, up to P4. Then it is going to be Will Simple coming into the pits. It's going to be the 2 Alpha Tauris. Yep, Spider is the one setting the lap, and what can he do? P10. P10 with a 19.362. The sister Alfa Romeo of Curly next up to the line, rounds this final corner. He's going to get his toe down, going to get that DRS wide open, and it's a run up the line. A 21 flat, his best time so far. Can he improve? He does. P11 for him. Aston Martin following behind. It's Topher. Goes from P18, stays P18 with an improvement. And AFL Joint Championship leader going to be the penultimate car up to the line. Can only go P19.
Go T8 left and on the last one up, right? Coming through the penultimate corner, gone a bit wide. I want to get the power down early to try and beat Murph's pole time. Round the final corner for the Ferrari. Can he snatch pole? Off the tire man up to the line. No, he gets P2. That looked very close. I think that was 0.5 as well. I actually want to see, but it's Murphy making it 3 in a row. Here down under. And you'll be upside down, but his business doesn't change. Yeah, 3,100. Jesus Christ, that is very.
That is insane.
That's close to margin in a while, I think.
Yeah. We saw the top 6 in Tier 4 separated by a 10th. And another tight qualifying session here in Tier 5. Murphy takes his 3rd pole of the season. I remember a driver that took 3 poles in the lowest tier of Cone and didn't win any of the first 2, but he won his 3rd race. Do you know who that was, Lee? That was me. Is Murphy about to repeat that feat in what will be his 99th race here in Cone? We'll find out. He's ahead of Gautier Fallon in the Ferrari. Ben and Riordan on the 2nd row ahead of Will Simple, Warrior Huntsman, MKP, Duncan, Mighty Atom, and Spider round out the top 10 in a very quite a fast-paced, action-packed qualifying session there, Lee. And oh, it's not just raining. She
Oh,
is
here
bucking it
we
down.
go.
Oh, oh, oh,
Jeez. I mean, in fairness, our summer's their winter, so you know, it kind of makes sense. Oh, this should be.
oh.
Well, that.
I think we're on for
That chicane
13
should
out
be
of
fun.
15 safety cars here, Lee. This could be chaotic.
No, mate. It'll be 16 out of 15. What do you mean?
A little double safety car. This is going to be an interesting race, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to tune in for the entirety of it. 29 laps ahead of us, and it is monsoon weather here in Australia. When it rains, it pours. And my word, if this was an actual race, Lee, we'd be sitting in the pit boxes with the safety car doing laps with a snowplow on to try and clear some of the water. But our lucky lads in Tier 5 are going to give it a go. And, well, the first 2 rounds were chaos for us, Lee. I don't think we're going to get much
There we
respite
go.
tonight. No formation lap once again, ladies and gentlemen, but it is going to be 5 red lights here in Australia. And lights out, away we go for round 3, the Australian Grand Prix. The cars are struggling for grip and traction already. Let's just confirm what we already know. It is the full wet tyre as they all come trundling through the first couple of tons. There's a few cars going very, very wide there.
Back. Whoa. Well, there's been quite the.
How are we looking at the back?
Well, there's been quite a few collisions. From P12 downwards seems to be quite interesting.
Oh, just there's a collision with NTT and Duncan into turn 3, sorry. The Ben in the Haas getting very, very loose. Cars getting pushed off left, right and centre. And
stage 1 with a penalty, that's probably for the corner we talked about. But there's a yellow flag, that is Victor Mean, he's spun round. AFL is out!
Ben is out, AFL is out.
Safety car. What happened with Ben? Ben crashed. Must be on traction. He wasn't in close proximity or anyone. Ben must cross traction. I know what. Big AFL is that as well. Gee, okay. A VSC, crazy restart, crazy start.
It's a virtual safety car into a safety car. A safety car coming out of the pits now. It's happened that chaotically that the game doesn't know what is happening.
Yeah, it doesn't. What the hell? It still has a VSC, but it's a safety car. What?
I think that's just a graphical glitch, but chaos on lap 1. Who would have guessed it? AFL.
Oh, Ghost Danger 1! He spun the safety car, he's out as well! Make that 3 DNFs and 1 lap. Wait, if you go like this, they've been on in the race by what? Up 6, 7? Chimp up 4 positions, Mark Wilson up 7. Murphy got to the top 2 maintaining their Riordan has gone. I don't know what's happened there. Just a bit. Yeah. I hope it's a safety car. Yeah. Okay. Will be. Okay. Good.
Murphy just stopped there for a second. I think he got a horrendous delta glitch on the final corner. Pancake into the pits. Hedgehog into the pits. That'll be for front wing change. There's no need to change your tyres this early on in the race in these conditions. It's gonna be the full wet.
Go on, draw. What do you mean?
Risk the gamble, you know, maybe. The weather might be coming.
Maybe. Exactly.
Incredible. Mark Wilson, like you say, up 7. Chimp up 6. Topher up 5. Wee Rabbit up 4. On what is a very, very, very chaotic first lap here, Lee.
Oh yeah, I need to get rid of breathing space. That was crazy.
So yeah, I think they're AFL losing it. I think it was on the exit of turn 5. Ben on the exit of 7, the entrance to 8, just losing it and going off into the left. AFL losing it, and I'm assuming going off into the right.
Yeah, it was off into the right. Yeah, it was. I'm assuming Ben, because it's weird. Because even on a new game with a new traction, I mean, that traction zone in the way has always been a pain in the backside, to say the least. So, I'm not sure. And Ghost Danger 1 just DNF'd to the chicane. I mean, it came his first victim within a lap.
Yeah, just maybe riding too much, getting the throttle on too early on that chicane, and it claimed its first grip. And I was just double checking the rules there, Lee, because we do have red flag rules, not the in-game built ones, because they're a little bit glitchy, but our sort of own custom steward enforced ones. As Murphy is dangerously close to going wide of the safety car, got you for long going to. The cars are a little bit all over the place at the moment, Lee. I can't lie, of course. So maybe some colder temperatures in the tyres, and just we've seen a few collisions under safety car as well already. But just what I was saying about the red flag there, 25% of the grid tyres in the first lap. We were only 2 cars away from that.
Oh my
it
god,
would be
we
a
were,
red
Jesus
flag.
Christ.
Yep, and if 50% retires within the first 3 laps, then it would be now.
Well, we should be fine.
We should be fine because, you know, I think we might get racing at the end of lap 3. So we are going to be alright. It won't be a steward and post red flag. Never won before here in Australia, but we got mighty close to it here tonight.
Yeah, it's been. Oh, okay. That track limit, so it wasn't a collision. So fair enough.
And for all those wondering what the squeaky noise is, it's just my chair. Don't you worry.
Squeak, squeak.
DC, you can calm down. Leroy hasn't let out his trumpet bum.
Hey, yo, whoa, whoa, hey! I take offense though.
Not at all, not at all. It's talented to have an inbuilt musical instrument. Penalty wise, then, just to check up on that, of course, we had Ghost Angel 1 with a 3-second lead. Topher also has a 3-second at this early stage. And
yeah,
I think we should be green flag racing again this lap.
Hopefully.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you might know a bit more about this than me. A bit more experience, I suppose. Yeah. We can't have a safety car the lap the safety car comes in, can we?
No, we can't.
Right.
At least I don't think so.
I don't. Maybe a virtual, but I don't think of it. Normally, you have to do at least 1 green flag lap before we get it. It is going to be in this lap. We are going to go green flag racing at the end of lap 3, start of lap 4, and it's going to be Murphy this time leading the safety car train. He is de facto pace car as Topher and Chimp have a little bit of a squabble in P13. So Murphy, the pace setter at the moment, he's going to hold it around about the 60 miles an hour mark by the looks of things. A nice, decent speed. We saw speeds as low as 35 in Japan, of course.
That was crazy.
A few drivers up. That was mental going into the last chicane. But he's not left a massive gap to the safety car. Is going to pull into the pits, however, and I think he's going to do the smart thing and just do it pretty late here. And yep, Murphy is away. The green flag racing does resume once again, and it's all going to be a run down to turn 1, single file. Keep it clean, lads. Keep it sensible. Don't try anything too stupid. Warrior Huntsman get very close to the rear of Riordan there, as did Dungan to the rear of, or Mark Wilson, sorry, to the rear of Will Simple. But I think, Lee, there's still a few cars to come on the first turn. We're all nice and tidy.
Yeah, we're okay. Everyone seems as well. Obviously, each want to get. If you're a driver in this, and you don't want to set the car with VSC, unless you're near the back, like,
I was taking a drink in my mouth as I saw it, and it is a safety car again. That was on the exit of turn 4. We caught that in the background. You've just heard me scream with iron brew in my mouth there, folks. That is one for the books. I just saw Will Simple exit stage left. Is there some shenanigans going down the grid here, Lee?
I don't. Topher just drove into Victor Mean. That was confusing, anyhow. Yeah, that was very odd. But anyhow, yeah. So,
that question is confirmed. He's just lost onto the safety car. He's still in the race, but he doesn't have a front wing.
There is an echo.
My heart can handle this.
Yeah, there's an echo in your mic.
Oh, is there? Oh, I'll loud. I'm shouting.
It's alright.
Oh, well.
It's alright.
So,
this whole race, you want to safety car this, right? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I think we're going to have to do some...
just keep on the track, mate.
We're going to have to do some small talk to keep this entertained, so tell me about yourself, Leroy. Do you come here often?
What's that?
Do you come here often? Do you visit this place frequently? You know.
I mean, I couldn't go to Australia, otherwise I'd turn. You know, I'd be dead. True. So I can't go to Australia. I mean, when it's raining, I think even heat packs without the rain would still kill me. To be fair, so.
To be fair, I mean, I know you have a medical condition that affects that, but I'm just Scottish, and it would probably do the same to me, mate. Us fair-skinned Celtic brothers, we're not the best attuned to the weather. Luckily, it's perfectly at home for us here tonight.
100%.
Wee Robbie, the Scotsman himself, will be enjoying the rain here. He should be
Victor
natural
Mean won't be.
in positions like this. Victor Mean definitely isn't. I think, is this his second stop, or am I? No, I'm incorrect with that. Our only stoppers are Pancake Hedgehog, Wee Rabbit, and now Victor Mean completing his first. At this rate, we are going to run out of safety cars by about lap
Very
15.
quickly. Yeah.
Which does worry me ever so slightly.
It does, because it means we're on about 20 DNFs. Which would be the whole grid, so you know. I wonder if that's ever happened before. Like, I wonder what's last time that's happened at a whole grid DNF.
I'm trying to think.
First time for everything.
I think the lowest we've ever got is about 8 or 7. That would be a Monaco race where it was similar conditions.
Yeah, short car.
Yeah,
Nothing surprising there.
I think that was back in 2021, 2020 maybe. We could be on for that record here tonight. 4 laps in, we've done 2 sectors of green flag racing. About to be 2 sectors out of 5 laps. This has been to be fair, it's just a typical wet race in the real F1 these days.
Yeah, no, but the difference is it's just a red flag in real life F1. At least I want track here.
Well, that is very true. Bit of a Sunday drive for the drivers on this fine Monday night. It is a little bit worrying as well, though, because none of these drivers they're not getting a chance to build into the rhythm, to build into that little bit of flow state, you could almost say, just to try and build some pace and some confidence when they do get racing. Rob does come into the pits. Victor Mean has retired. That's on track.
Tired. He's crashed. Oh dear. Rob's crashed. Rob's on it. Rob's on Inters. Is he crazy?
Well, this. Well.
Oh. He'll be our next DNF race
of the century. Victor Mean, we've had 5 retirements in 5 laps. 2 of them under the safety car. 3 of them causing the safety car.
Oh, Scott, it's going to be a long night.
He's rolled the dice here and put the
rolled the dice on the statement. It'll be him in the walk road soon, I think, anyway. But, you know, if it's... I mean, Chim started last, and in 2 sectors, he's up in the 10th. That's all I have to say.
To be fair, Rob doesn't look to be... I mean, I know we're not exactly green flag racing, but...
We'll have to wait and see, I think.
It doesn't look too bad, and maybe that's the call. It does look to be loosening up in the rain, but... It's a bold strategy.
It's in this lap. Buckle yourselves in, lads. Should be fun.
So, it will be the start of lap 7. We're almost a quarter way through this race, believe it or not. 7 1/4 laps is a quarter race pace. So once we get to the end of about halfway through sector 2 on lap 8, we are a quarter of the way there. Yeah, if you want to keep an eye on Rob, I'll keep an eye on the front pack and look for any action. To be fair, it's not a big pack for us to look over at this stage of the Grand Prix already.
No, it's not. But I mean, it's tier 5, so there's action everywhere you go. So
that is true. It's up and down the grid action. It is going to be Murphy restarting the race once again, and he's got he's sleeping a little bit. And now Riordan maybe going to have a little look and a run down into turn 1. Is the Irishman on the Frenchman in front? He's not going to be quite close enough, is he? There seems to be a bit of action going on behind that mighty Atom. I think he was just looking for the braking zone there.
Yeah, he was just looking
ahead of Duncan. Has lost a little bit of time in exit and run very wide. This is going to give MKP a run down to turn number 3. Gets him with Duncan.
It's another safety car,
and there's a collision between MKP and Mighty Atom as well.
Jesus.
A front wing. We are going to be 7 laps completed at the end of this lap, and not even sectors of green flag racing.
Sectors.
Racing the season, in my opinion, and I'm not even saying that in a sarcastic manner. This is.
Bert Mylan was getting his days right, didn't he? Jesus Christ.
The only benefit is we we are going to run out of them fairly soon. but it just means we're not gonna. It just means, you know, once you're not gonna have
Yes.
any sort of way to regroup.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, I mean, they're only 2 away from the limit, so. But there could still be 4 VSCs, I think. Or I'm not sure if the limit is combined or if they're separate. If it's combined, there's only 2 more VSCs we can get. If they're separate, then we can still get 2 more safety cars and then 4 more VSCs. So.
I think it is combined. I think the initial one, of course,
I think it is as well. Yeah.
it will go virtual safety car to safety car. That will count as a single thing.
Gautier is in.
Alone into the pits. Let's see. Is he going
He
to
on
gamble
the
on
inters?
the
I wonder. Is he on the inters? He's not. He's on the set of wets. Maybe one in the pit, and just try and go to the end, which is not a bad strategy at all. Rob's strategy, actually, obviously, we didn't know he's up in 11th. So no one's working, but we'll have to see on the
pits
restart.
as well.
Into inters, not inters.
Rotation. We haven't finished a full lap without a safety car. We've finished. We've done probably a combined 2.5 sectors.
Yep.
This is a personal first, I must admit, Lee.
Yeah, it is for me too.
Quite like this. What's this now? 5 seasons of commentary. Never quite had anything quite
You're
like
old,
this.
Jesus.
Mate, I've been in
You're
the
very
game
old.
a while. Veteran, you know, an antique, some would say. Worth more than money can buy. And you're like the new knockoff plastic one from the Far East.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Big thank you though to all 16 that are tuning in and watching me and Lee try and entertain you. I hope it has been entertainment in one way or another. We obviously haven't had much in the way of racing, but we are. What's happened to MKP? Oh, MKP!
Oh, he's gone off. Oh my lord. God damn, mate. Oh, Murphy just almost smacked the back of the lads. Just slow down. I know you're drivers, but Jesus, relax yourselves.
Oh, what is
Oh my god.
What is happening? What is going on here?
This is meant to be our break time from the action. We're not.
We've had more overtakes under the safety car than without it.
Skippy in for damage. Might Atman as well. I'm not sure if he has damage or if he is in for inter, so he's having to use that wets.
Got you I think as well.
Oh, Robbie and Robert collide. Oh my lads, relax. Jesus Christ.
What is going on?
Gautier is on inters. Atman's on LFs.
I think what happens here is Lee. Sorry, just to jump. I think what's going on here is somebody's overtaken ever so slightly. Rob's just went wide at turn 1.
He has no wing, man. That's probably why.
Oh, that'll be why. So somebody's overtaken under the safety car. They've then got a message to give the position back. They've then tried to give the position back, or there's just confusion about who should give the position back, and it's caused a little bit of chaos. I think is the only apt term for how this race has went.
Oh, my went wide. I think the strategy calling into from MKP, Pancake, and Gautier, I would say Rob, but you know, it might have a wing for it to work. Is a very good strategy call. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's hard to gauge strategy when there's no racing laps. Well, I mean, it should be in this lap, but you know, I honestly don't know anymore. Maybe we just stay out, you know. Can we have a whole race of safety cars? Who knows?
To be fair, we are on what's this, our third one?
It's in this lap.
It will by this law of average be 3 laps of safety car. So we would be, from lap 16 onwards, I believe, we would be purely racing. Because we would hit our quota. I mean, this is disastrous for Spider, by the way. If there's not another safety car now, he's been royally gazumped by everything that's happened here.
Gazumped, that's a new one. Alright, I'll watch the back.
You watch the back, I'll watch the front, and buckle in, people. Let's try and make it to Sector 2.
I'll get the more entertainment. I'll get the more entertainment than what you do, to be fair. Anyhow, I think Murph is gone yet. I don't even know.
No, he's just coming up to the final corner, taking a little bit slower this time, and he is gonna floor it now out of the final corner. Gets a little bit of a scrum. Riordan is now maybe gonna have a run on him into turn number 1. Wait, here comes Warrior Huntsman as well, having a little look. The two of them, within a quarter of a second of each other. They have made it round all safe. There's a little bit of swap in further at the back. Riordan on the left hand side having a look on Murphy. Guys maybe could be using their ERS a little bit more under these conditions. You're going to recover it a bit more. Murphy goes deep into turn number 3. Riordan still following tightly behind as his battle's going on slightly further behind. But I think, fingers crossed, Jesus. We're through the first sector. Woo! We've done it, lads. We've done it.
We've done it. Let's see how much further we can go. The inters are weird. I can't tell if they're working or not. Pancake is catching headshot, but then MKP and Gorty are struggling behind my Yatum. We'll have to wait and see. Is we going for a move? I don't think so, yeah. But we're surviving well so far.
Yeah, Riordan looked to be going for a move there, and then I think just pulling out onto the slightly wetter patch of the track and maybe just a little bit too aggressive with the movement of the wheel or the steering. Almost lost the car, managed to hold it still and keep it going in a straight line. As Warrior Huntsman gets very close to him, Riordan going on the inside of Murphy.
Smart.
He's playing that very, very smart and very, very cautious. This top 4 all over each other. I'm just... I'm squirming every corner because they're literally pushing each other around this track.
It is crazy, yes. Pancake's in the seem to be kind of working him. He's going to the back of head trucks. Maybe the Inters. It could be a crossover period. I honestly don't know what to tell you at the moment. We'll have to wait and see. And we could beat the lap! A full lap racing! Well done, lads. Well done. Fair play to you. As Pancake with a penalty, any action? I mean, up at the front's where it's at the moment. Oh, MKP going for moving Pancake, open to P10.
Pancake must have made a little mistake out of turn number 2 there. Atom gets him as well, and Gotti following, lurking in the background there. But yeah, he's picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. So maybe the intermediates, very close in saying, I suppose, just not.
Oh, Riordan! Oh my lord! He turned on the overtake early in traction. That was a save and a half. Riordan getting his rallying skills out there on show. He's right in the back of Murphy. I thought Felix would have been higher, but you know we have our top 6 group and then a bit of a gap behind, but then it all name each other. So there's 2 apart from all, unfortunately. But there is 2 big groups of cars, which is great to see because usually the Felix bird in the wet. So higher. Here comes Duncan on Marcus and down the inside he goes. Can he make? Oh, he's gone so far wide. Both of them are in the gravel. And now apparently we'll be open the 4th. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of an audacious move, maybe just getting his braking ever so slightly wrong. And they're
not the back's where it's at the moment.
I think it's what I said in Austria, isn't it, Lee? You can get your elbows out here, and there's a prime example, but you can't start punching people in Hedgehog causes a huge... There's 5 cars!
Oh my god. There's quite a bit of front wing. What happens to Austin's wing? I actually can't see the rest as yet. What happens to Austin's wing? I think OT is fine. I think the Hedgehog's wing as well. Oh my god. Where do we start?
It looked as if Hedgehog turned in on, I'm not too sure who, maybe MKP just closed off.
I think it was MKP, yeah. I actually don't remember myself.
The 2 of them coming together and just, well, ghosting? What is ghosting?
Rob a fast lap, so maybe I'm in. Maybe Inters are working now. I don't know anymore, I really don't.
Do you know that way when you see that, I'm trying to think, but I'm also trying to comprehend what's going on in the screen and commentate over it as well, and my brain just stopped working for a second.
Riordan, ready outside the chicane. Oh, there's contact. Oh, they're round. Murphy is damaged. I think Riordan is damaged around the front too. In the race, make contact. Warrior Huntsman will benefit from this, as I'm sure Murphy will come to the pitch. I don't know what happened to my voice. I sound like a little girl. Anyhow, Murphy, you have to pit, and he'll be out the rest of the Warrior Huntsman will be in the lead again. He takes it. What is happening here, Scott? I don't know anymore. Riordan. I think he's damaged. Say that it was a risky move, but he was there to be fair. Murphy should have given him more room, in my personal opinion, though. But we'll see if he gets the board or not. But now I'm assuming Murphy will pit. He does. Currently pissed as well. Are we going to enter some of these guys? Are we ordering in as well, Mark Austin? Yeah, I think we're seeing a crossover point. Whereas a woman who would benefit from this a lot is Gaultier. He's on enters. Well, everyone pits will be in first, assuming everyone does pit. The Frenchman is going to lead again, surely. He said fast up. Yeah, it's definitely time for enters now.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's been the right strategy call, definitely. And if Rob hadn't got damage, he could have been in the home right now. He still will be in about. He'll still be when everyone pitching up P10, I think. Yeah, P10 I think he'll be. So he's not doing too bad for himself.
Yeah, he's going to pull himself back up into the fight. He should have been up in the fight there with Gotti following MKP in around about that stage off the grid. Mighty Atom, that is a bold choice, my friend, going on to the hard second time penalty.
I'm going to watch Mighty Atom on, see how this goes.
Oh,
Mighty Atom, he's retired from the session. That's on track. That's illegal. Or was it on track? It was still in the pit. No, he was out of the pit lane. It's on track.
It is
he exited the pit lane when he fired. That'd be apparently coming his way. Anyhow, I'm curious if Warrior Huntsman will pit, because he has a lead. So if it is getting drier, and those Westerns are going to die eventually. As Rabbi gets overtaken by Gaultier, he's on a charge on him. The Ferrari man was stopped last week by an incident. We're hoping to avoid the same fate this week, as we'll see now. Rounding. I mean, down to P8 there's what? Yeah, there's like a 3-car train. I don't know what's happening anymore, Scott. I'm lost. Completely lost.
I'm completely lost, and we're getting berated by Mr. DC for not interacting with the comments. Dan, how are we meant to commentate all this action and interact with the comments?
Man, commentate yourself and see how hard it is.
We don't have the brain power to comprehend what's going on in front of us and to read at the same time.
Yeah, Gaultier in the lead.
It's insane. It's genuinely insane.
It is, I agree.
Like you said, to the lead, IMKP making the right strategy call. Warrior Huntsman, Duncan, and Wee Rabbit all in for a fresh
Warrior
set
and
of
Curly.
enters.
No, Warrior gets. Oh, Warrior's got Molly. Curly, Mike, could he capitalise to get the better exit? Surely he will. He's going to use the CRC. He's not. I don't think better over. Maybe he knows that Warrior might be quicker. Just behind him as Riordan and Murphy, the two who collided, going for it again. I know Duncan is the fight. So is Riordan going to set it? He thinks better of it into turn 3. The two guys who collided at the front battling here again. I wonder if we'll see anything extra. You know, any more spice that we need. Oh, Murphy, Jesus. Almost losing the car. Riordan on the back of Duncan here, going into turn 6. I don't know what to say anymore.
It's
Tier 5 delivers.
It's at the stage of just see what you see and try and see everything you can.
I mean, that's bad for me then, isn't it? So, like...
We are just reaching the halfway stage now of this.
Only just? Oh god. It'll fly! Oh, MKP's out with a safety car! He's crashed on the exit of, I believe... Where has he crashed?
That's a really strange place, I must admit. On the exit of...
What happened there?
Of turn number 11 almost.
It's another safety car! Woohoo! Number 4 of the night! We went 6 laps of that one. So we did well.
That was a good stint, I must admit.
It's been 7 DNFs all my days.
8 DNFs.
Oh, I can't count them on it. Okay. Well, 7 crashes and 1 retirement on track. I'm happy now?
Yeah. Fair enough.
Smash.
That's me. Interestingly, safety car, not often we see this. Sometimes this can throw the drama. It has picked up Gotti immediately, so just came out as he was coming around. I don't think it's really going to affect the strategy. He has got slightly older intermediates, so maybe would have liked in an ideal world to swap on to some fresh ones to definitely get to the end. The rain's still going here, Lee. It's getting ever so slightly lighter. And speaking of still going, as long as every car in the race right now is still going at the end, they will all score at least 1 point. So, every round, eight retirements, but it's good for the guys still going, I suppose.
That's true. I mean, you have to make it to 90%, so it's still not. It's still not sorry for them yet.
Finish.
Yep. I mean, that can be used in a few contexts, but anyway, we move.
I'll say no more on that.
That's fine. PG-13. There, and calm. Unless you have Dan on commentary, isn't that right, Dan?
Oh yeah, that is true. We'll say no more for that, though. We'll let him in peace. He's already trying to scrap you in in the comments. You can see.
Why is this crapping me? What did I do?
Because you told them to commentate. You told them what was he
I
put
mean,
you? He put you in quotation marks, Lee.
oh,
Commentate
I'm
yourself
special
and see how it
then.
is. Scott, tell this man I interact with the comments when I commentate. I'm not allowing this slander.
Yeah, but Dad, have you ever commented over a race at this chaotic? Have you? Probably not. And if you have, then I'm sorry, and you weren't doing. If you were looking at the comments and you weren't doing a good enough job, so which one is it? Which one is it?
Get these two in the ring. CRL boxing coming live to you next summer. Leroy.
I
versus
mean,
DC.
I'm a minor, so I mean, I could if I lose the fight, I'll just do other things anyway. As Hedgehog's in again.
I mean,
everyone's well behaved for now.
Fresh set of intervals. Is he going to have a wing change, or is he just thinking, I'm at the back, let's put some fresh tyres on? Yeah, he might as well. He's going to catch up, he's not going to lose anything. Smart choice from a champion. No more than we expect, showing his daddy instincts there to make the right move at the right time.
Yeah.
Please, nobody take that out of context.
That's getting memed, but in a few days' time. All I'm going to say is, tomorrow night will be fun for us stewards, Scott. Wanna? Wait the night.
Yeah, I might be drying my hair that night.
I'll actually not sure I'll be there tomorrow night, so. And I'm being genuine here. I won't be at home, so.
Ah, my man. You've asked to be a steward and you've not attended a meeting yet. Terrible.
I did. I attended the one on Friday. You weren't there.
To be fair, I wasn't there.
Goes both ways, mate. Goes both ways.
The pot and the kettle, eh? The pot and the kettle. 12 runners still in this Grand Prix then. Lee, we're on lap 16 of 29. I believe we've done 6.5 laps of green flag race. We're getting there, ever so slightly. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one now. Of course, conditions are they are getting a little bit lighter. They are getting a bit easier for driving, of course.
Yeah.
The fuel level is going to be coming down, but not as much as it normally come down at this stage in the Grand Prix. It is going to be a late safety car call as well, and it'll be up to Le Fallon to bunch up the pack and go when he is ready. The safety car is into the pits. He does make a little bit of contact there with Warrior. Huntsman Warrior trying to just creep around the outside. Hopefully no damage for either of them. And he is away. Murphy and Riordan come together once again.
Murphy in. I think it's wing damage for him. Maybe I wonder if he'll retire or not. We are away. We're 12 laps of raiding here in the Australian Grand Prix. Goldie getting a good start. Riordan with a penalty down at the back. Everyone apart from that instant keep themselves relatively clean here. Murphy will be hoping that there's one more side to go. Obviously we had the allocation for one more, so he'll be praying there is one. As we look at the front now, Warrior Huntsman. Oh, I thought he was going to send it there on the fresher tyres. And in a way, you wouldn't think it was something different, but on a fresh inters versus warm inters, there's a massive difference. Oh, Gautier almost losing the back end coming through on the exit of turn 5 here. Yeah, clean so far.
Yeah, keeping it together so far, aside from that little bit of contact from Murphy and Riordan. Gotti Fallon really struggling on these tyres, it seems. Maybe just struggling with the scrub tyres to get the heat in, but Warrior Huntsman going to go down at the inside into the fast left, right chicane, side by side, keep it clean. Can they just about as Warrior Huntsman does run wide, and Curly's going to get the run up to P2, Mark Wilson up to P3, and Warrior Huntsman going for the move. Loses out 2 positions because of that, and he's contact ever so slightly with the rear of Mark Wilson. That is
hold my breath there for a minute.
I was bracing for impact.
Yeah, I was there. Ferrari currently in 1-2 doing very well. Currently up in the P2 on fresher tyres, and he's right on the back of Gautier. Gautier loses the back in. Oh, Grilly at the back. I'm not sure if he got damaged or not, but that was very close, and currently is being overtaken by Mark Wilson. It's going to be Ferrari 1-2. Duncan further behind on Warrior Huntsman into turn 1. Gautier with a penalty, 3 seconds. Oh, there's contact. Warrior Huntsman, Duncan. Duncan makes it run the outside. Riordan up in the P5 as well.
This is the drama all over the place, action all over the place. Warrior Huntsman was going for a move on the lead, is now down into P6. Mark Wilson gets the move on Curly. He's de facto race leader because of that pen, and in fact, he's looking to make it proper race leader. He's very close to the rear of his teammate here, going into turn number 6. Left-hander of 7 before the right correction of 8. DRS straight. Of course, we haven't seen the DRS since qualifying for
Here he
obvious
comes.
reasons, and he is going to get a nice run though with
And he pulls
the
over.
ERS. Gets the move done by pulling to the left, like you say, and up into P1. Maybe Gotti going to play the team game here and try and hold the pack up a little bit and try and just create a bit of a gap for his teammate in front. We'll wait and see. Curly, though, is eyeing up the rear of the sister team, Alfa Romeo on Ferrari. As saying that Gotti goes down the inside of his teammate. The two Ferraris make contact. Is this ill-planned Ferrari strategy coming in clutch? And Curly almost making contact with Trama behind.
Then he started dunking.
I can't do this anymore. There's so much going on.
Riordan around the outside. Can he hold it as Curly's got... Oh, Duncan almost is the back end. Curly going for Mark Wilson. He's too far behind. Riordan open the P4 now with a penalty. So
here comes Warrior Huntsman though.
I don't know anymore. I've said this many times. Huntsman with a penalty. As here comes Curly on the back, Gautier lifting on. Is he going to go for a move? He's going to hold back, I think. Or is he going to send it? Are we going to see a send from Curly? No. Oh, it's not from our teammate Riordan. He hits the back from slightly and hits him again. Riordan's half spun, saves it from the wall. Oh, Murphy Riordan again. There's more contact. That's the third time it's happened. Murphy pushed the pass on the Irishman net. No, sorry, it was Rob. Sorry.
I'm about to say Murphy just crossing the line to the fastest
Teammate revenge. Teammate revenge. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
That much going on, mate. That much going on. I'll forgive you. I will forgive it. Funny Oz chimp right on the rear of wee Rabbi. He's been sitting quite quiet, sitting just letting all this drama unfold in front. Maybe choosing to stick out of it. We'll wait and see. He's still in the train, and it is pretty much a train all the way from P1 down to P10. Hedge a little bit dislodged from the pack, and Murphy, due to that pit stop, really dislodged from the pack. But 10 laps to go, just once they round these final few corners, and still a safety car in the potential works here. But hopefully we'll see 12 drivers get to the end. So Rob, as Spiders went really deep, into the penultimate corner, does come on and does manage to avoid any sort of drama on the rejoin. And Curly, like you're saying, getting close to Gotti.
He's staying behind for now, I think. He's fast and good at the moment. I don't know why he doesn't go for him and try and get past Mark Wilson. Maybe he just doesn't want to get an instant. Obviously, still a P2 for Curly would be a very good result considering. Actually, where did he start? I'm very curious. He started down in P11. Mark Wilson started 13. He's up in the first. Great job from him. Yeah, maybe Curly thinks a podium would be good enough for him. And rightly so. It's a very good drive from the Alfa Romeo man, but he surely wants more and we want to chase after. Guys ahead is Rob with a penalty further down behind. The closest battle was Huntsman to Curly, I believe. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 3.5 tenths separating them, and it's closing pretty quick here. Huntsman seems to have a little bit more of the straight line speed. He has used 95% of his battery, of course.
Oh, God, yeah!
Coming into play.
He's gone wide, he's
really
off!
Wide.
Huntsman goes past, so does Curly. And now Curly will try and chase after Mark Wilson, who's currently in the lead, rolling back the season to last season, where we've seen him here so many times before. Mark Wilson doing an excellent job. Gotti's gone wide again. Maybe those tyres are starting to die. 11 maps over, a lot more older than anyone else, bar Spider's tyres at the moment. Maybe starting to lose a bit of that rear grip because it seems like they lose the back end a lot. Goes very deep again to the grass. Riordan will go around this outside. These two are very close. The Alfa Romeo goes around the outside, makes another move. Gautier on from 2nd to 6th in a matter of corners.
It's the second time we've seen that happen. Huntsman, of course, 2nd to 6th. Was battling for the lead, and just one mistake upsets maybe the rhythm. You get a little bit of grass, you get a little bit of it's marble effect almost on the tyres, and it really causes a bit of chaos for you in the following sector. Again, happening with Gotti on Mark Wilson, 2.9 clear at the front. He's going to have Curly hunting him down. Murphy determined to get this fastest lap, however. He needs to get in the top 10 if he's going to get that bonus point. Riordan, again, that final corner, I don't know how him and Gotti kept it out of each other. They were incredibly close. But we're on lap 21 of 29 here, Lee. We're getting towards the business end of this Grand Prix. And the 12 of them are still in the run, and wee Rabi is running pretty close to the rear of Gotti, Fallon, Ferrari versus Haas, the reserve. Get a little bit loose goose on the curbs there and drops well off the back of Gotti, Fallon, just totally, I'm going to use the word, gazumping my commentary there.
Yeah, whatever that means, you ancient man. Anyhow, Duncan goes deep into the final corner. You open trying to switch back on him out of the final corner. He's going to get the better exit here. Lose the back end himself. Riordan's going to go to the inside. The half's pretty straight line to see Basin's better exit. But now he's not flying by the Mercedes. He might wait until turn 3 and try and get the Portugueseman. Into turn 1. Duncan holds on for now, but on the exit, let's see what they can do. Because the gap's down at 2.4 at the front. 2.3 now. It currently is flying at the moment. He's getting a lot of time. So that could be a battle to watch out for soon. Unless Matt Wilson made a mistake. But no, it's coming down a lot here. It really is. It's down. Well, never mind. It's coming back up. I don't know.
It's coming down bit by bit over the lap. Probably seems to be averaging a better lap ever so slightly. However, Mark making gains in other sectors. Maybe just a difference in setup. Wee Rabi picking up a 3-second time penalty. Duncan is skating about like Bambi on ice here. And Riordan just holding on to the rear. Could have maybe had a chance here or there to just stick his nose in, but I think he's already learned his lesson with sticking his nose in tonight and been punished for it. So playing it a bit more cautious here, chasing the Mercedes. Plenty of penalties on show, of course. We'll get them up for you. Warrior, Huntsman, Riordan, Gotti, Fallon, Pancake, Aaron, Spider all in 3. Wee Rabi on 6 as Riordan gets very close to the rear of Duncan once again. Spider picking up his 2nd penalty of the night. But Riordan not able to make the move as of yet. Curley losing out 4 tenths, 5 tenths on this lap as Riordan gets very close to the rear of Duncan into the penultimate corner. Not quite making contact, but very, very close to Duncan getting a poor exit though out of the final run. Riordan using a lot of the ERS, but Duncan replying with some of his. He has got a lot more in the tank than the Mercedes and goes for a move down the inside for a brief second. Doesn't quite come up, but going to be able to use that extra ERS. Of course, in these conditions, you can't tell when the car in front is derating due to the constant blinking red light. And he's got to be careful here, does Riordan, because Gotti Fallon is back and he is hanging about like a bad smell, waiting to pounce at any sort of mistake from the Irish or Portuguese man in front of him.
That's one of your more interesting sort of philosophies.
That's just a saying, hanging about like a bad smell.
I mean, that's what you do. Anyhow, moving on. I'm only joking, you know, me and Chuck over banter here in Tier 5. Let's go sit right in the back of Riordan, who's actually lost time to Duncan and now is being caused up by the Frenchman. Riordan loses the back end, and it could be a move here, but Gotti come out himself on the exit. Got the... I gap at the front seemed to be fluctuating. It was 2.3, now it's 2.6. So we're just going up and down. Oh, Duncan goes deep, and then Riordan will get the better exit. So will Gotti. Duncan is on 2 positions in 1 corner exit. Down into P6 now, but at the moment he will still get the position based on penalties. Gotti looking to try and came back from the positions he lost after his horrible few corners, losing the back end a little bit there. Riordan now up in the 4th and will try and chase after Huntsman, who is currently in P3.
Currently in P3 with those penalties, of course, but he has got 3.7 second gap protecting him from anybody behind. Of course, I had a little you moment there. The crucial battle, sorry, for the P1 boys is, of course, Mark Wilson's gap is 2.7 seconds. That's not enough to defend against a 3-second time penalty. Now, I'm hoping this isn't commentator's curse, but that could come into play. And what a decision this is from Mr. CRL Spider. Those are yellow striped medium tyres. The rest are only 5 laps to go as well. I'm surprised if you're going to go dry tyres, you wouldn't go the soft. They're going to heat up the best and have the most workability. But
anyhow,
it's still raining, Rob.
Yes, it is still raining. That's why it's confusing. And Hunter on the back of currently, this will be for P2. Hunter going for it. I did see Mark Wilson's 2 warnings, so I wouldn't hold your horses on that for a moment. But yeah, 3.5 in the gap, so he's got enough. But the battle for P2, obviously on track, maybe not on penalties, but on track should get very spicy here in a minute.
Certainly will. Just a quarter of a second between these two. The battle for provisional P2 at the moment. Of course, Warrior Huntsman does have the penalty that would relegate him down, even if he could get in front. But of course, if he can get in front and pull the gap, Lee, he could make it work. Got Falon picking up a penalty as well. Rotation. A big shout out for Murphy saying, what kind of Ferrari strategy is this?
Aiming for Rob, not Murphy. See, it isn't just me.
Sorry, yes.
It isn't just me.
Oh, mate.
You made.
I'm sure I said Rob there.
You all laughed at me. Well, you're not laughing now, are you? Thank you. Oh, where else do you get this banter, eh?
Oh, you simply don't. The rest of them can't compete. They are very good commentating pairings, I must admit. Our other four commentators, or four commentator pairings, I must say. But
me and you were just different gravy.
Exactly. When the Celtics collide, nobody's safe.
When I thought I better can that bar in the collide, no one's safe.
Our two weaknesses: sugar and sunlight. It's just a shame that you're. It's just good that I'm not very bright and you're not very sweet.
Hey,
get something in there, I knew I'd get something in. Anyway, let's get back to the action on track. Warrior Huntsman is still trying to close down Curly for P2 at the moment. 9 tins is the gap. He is losing a little bit of time. Curly, though, clawed back a couple of tins on Mark Wilson. The gap just under 3 seconds now to between the top two. Huntsman having a little bit of a poor exit from the final corner. And we're back to a more traditional Season 8, Season 7, Tier 4, Tier 5 race with some gaps now forming. It's all going to be about the battle on penalties, I would say. We are getting close to the point. Of course, we need 2 green flag racing laps for there to be a safety car. So the last lap that a safety car could come out is this lap here. It would pick up the pack. Well, I suppose it could. No, because if it would come out, it wouldn't pick up the pack and it would go back in. So it would need to be this lap.
No,
I've
seen it come out before as a bit natural, no shocker there. Hopefully there's no safety car for that. It has no wings, that's fun. What was I saying? No, I've seen league races where a safety car came out on lap 31. No, sorry, lap 30. Sorry, because it was lap 30 going. It was around Spain, right? It was going from lap 30 on lap 31, and the leader passed safety car, so I had to stay out to lap 32. So it came in on the final lap. So it's possible, but only in a very specific scenario.
Oh right, I didn't know that was a thing. I generally thought that.
Educating Scott.
You learn something new every day.
Oh, you do.
You do
New
that.
names.
The dream team in waiting. Final lap? Third final lap now for Mark Wilson. There's a yellow flag in sector 1.
Rob's still on mediums.
I rate the dedication, but I mean it has stopped raining, but it is.
That's not gonna matter. He's a minute behind Murphy.
It's damper than SpongeBob's living room out here, Rob, and you're on the dry tyres.
I thought that was going to be some inappropriate behaviour.
We're PG-13 here.
Murphy's in as well. I wonder if he'll join the team on the mediums, don't blame me. The Alpha Tires. I wonder if Jordan's going to catch Huntsman, because that would be a battle on track if he does catch. It would be a battle on track for podium. He's got a few tenths, so
1.4. Yes, closing down pretty close. I wonder if Murphy's just giving it a Hail Mary and just
might as well, sure.
Of course, we are at 90% race distance completed here.
Yeah, score points no matter what now.
Yeah, it would mean that they are still in. As we see a car go wide, but that is Spider Rob at the rear, causing the yellow flag in sector 3 on his mediums. Keeping out of the way best he can though of the leaders. Riordan a 1.2, 1.3 second gap now to Warrior Huntsman, the battle for the podium, and it would make, of course, a double Alfa Romeo podium. Something we didn't go through, Lee, and it just came to mind because this race has been.
Oh yeah, the Constructors' Championship. Nah, it's fine. I don't mention it. Oh, Huntsman's made a mistake, and Riordan is a lot closer than we thought. A lot sooner than to be. A battle for the podium is going to be on. We saw one last week. Spider's retired in the bits. He's called it a day, and he must score points. There's no reason not to. But yeah. We saw a battle for the podium in the last lap last week. Will we see it again here? He's reordering right on the back of the Red Bull.
Getting very close to the Red Bull, indeed, down into turn number 3. Gonna have to try and follow close as he can through 4 and 5 to maybe set up a move on the exit of 6, 7 and 8. Of course, those quick right, left, right before the long twisting sort of straight that, you know, comes before the fast left, right.
Amazing.
The two of them all over the shop, it must be said. Tricky comditions here.
Here comes Riordan.
Intermediates, but Riordan on the right hand side now of Warrior Huntsman. Both
US enabled.
DRS.
He gets it mid straight. Oh, is it going to happen again? Oh, it's happened again. Riordan's made contact in that corner. I'm not sure if he got damage. He's off DRS. It's coming at a perfect moment for Riordan now. He's making the overtake. He makes the move. He's up in the P3. Murphy, there's one loss made. It's a brilliant strategy call. He's gaining a headshot. Oh, Huntsman's going to the back of him. Half spun him, but he keeps it on track for now. Murph has. It's a great call from Murphy.
It is, yeah. The track is now just starting to go dry. It is. It's probably still just ever so slightly intermediates, I would say. But Riordan getting very loose in the final corner. It is, yeah, very ever so slightly just maybe teetering on the intermediate side of things. But of course, it's no longer raining. It's been judged to be dry enough, and now we're going to see DRS in these conditions with a battle for the podium. Warrior Huntsman is going to get a great toe then on the rundown to turn number 4. And Lee on the final lap with there being 4 DRS zones. We'll try and keep an eye on this battle. We'll try and keep our leaders in the fray coming up to the line. But this is gonna get a bit spicy. And let's not forget, Duncan is in with a chance if he can close up the gap a little bit more, maybe. To Gazelle. I'm going to use the word again. Yeah. Some of these cars in front.
Nah, I think Riordan might have had it. He's got 1.2 seconds, so I think he's okay unless any mistakes for you. But Mark Wilson, Murphy said fast lap, but you know, I knew it's what he wanted. Mark Wilson, champion in last season, with a brilliant drive in Belgium, came from last to first. Obviously, turn off assist. I think he's on wheel now as well.
Yep.
So Mark Wilson started in Austria off quite poor. He had a strong pace in Japan, most instance, but now he's going to round the penultimate corner, and Mark Wilson is going to be a winner once again. See, well, it's been a long time waiting for the Englishman. He rounded off the corner in the Ferrari now, across the line. Mark Wilson wins round in Australia. It's currently going to come across the line in a very impressive P2. Riordan will come across the line in P3. The Irishman doing Alpha Male 2-3 there. Huntsman in 4th. Gauthier in will come across the line. He's on out of fuel. He got a puncture. He's got a puncture on the rear right tyre. Duncan Stash is 5th. Gauthier in 6th. Ravi will come across the line in 7th, but I think Chimp will get that based on penalties. So Ravi has 6 seconds, I think. Chimp across the line will get 7th, yeah. It would be Pancake around in P9. And then it'll be Hedgehog.
Maybe not. Hedgehog is 5.2 behind Pancake with 6 seconds of penalties.
Oh, Hedgehog will get it then.
I think he's just going to snatch it. He does.
Yep. And Murphy.
Show us the fastest lap time here.
It's another pole that he couldn't convert into a race win. I'm trying to think of a name for him. You know, I have to think of one, but Murphy around the final corner will came P11. And Spider Hopper, who should be classified, gets us, of course he does, but it won't mean anything because he has a top 10. I know we say this every week, but what a race. Again.
It's been a mental race.
It's a standard though, isn't
it? You know, just provisionally looking at the standards there as well, Murphy's going to pick up 2 points. Mark Wilson's going to pick up 30, which means Murphy is probably still going to be leading the championship. Gauthier Fallon might be up there in the mix, to be fair. There's going to be about 5 cars on around about 30 points. Chimp's going to be in there.
Yep.
Curly, to be fair, is going to boost up into there as well. It's been a mad season so far. We're only 3 races in, Lee, and I think this has been the maddest race we've had so far. Mark Wilson then taking the win, like you said, from P13 in the grid, ahead of the 2 Alfa Romeos, Curly, and the reserve of Riordan. Huntsman and Duncan picking up his first points of the season, a very respectable P5 from P8 in the grid. Gauthier Le Fallon comes home ahead of Funny Osh, Chimp, and wee Ravi. Hedgehog 11 jumps Pancake with those penalties right at the end. And Murphy, the last of our finishers. Spider, the last of our classified. And let's get down the long list of DNFs. MKP, Mighty Atom, Topher, Victor Mean, Will Simple, Ghost Angel 1, BX37 Pro, and AFL all taking an early exit from the race. The last three, Lee, exiting stage on lap 1.
Yeah, I'm sure Marcos and Mrs. I forget your name and I apologise. You know, I shouldn't, but I do. I'm sure Marcos and Mrs. will be in the chat very happy tonight. I do forget. Is it Danielle's name? I think?
It's Danielle, yep. I can tell
But
you
hey,
she is in the chat.
I'll never do that.
And
I'll never forget her.
very, very pleased.
Yeah, please them always them one. Anyhow now. I need help, I think. I'm doing too much of this. I'm inviting everyone to the party now, wait. What's your warden's name? Actually, no, I have him as a friend. What am I doing? I'm starting that way. My brain's fried, Scott. My brain's fried.
I don't believe I'm pretty fried as well. Ooh, let me press the touchpad on the controller and take you to the store for a second.
Wrong button.
But yeah, we have got our top
count.
3: Mark Wilson, Curly, and Reord, and we'll see. Hopefully, they want to join us for a little bit of a chat.
I mean,
it's definitely going to be a busy night for the stewards though, because I've just seen.
Oh boy!
I've just seen incident 7 be reported in tier 4. So any stewards listening, you'll have.
I've invited everyone. So hopefully they'll join. But these three guys usually, I mean, Mark Wilson and Curly, when they're on the podium last season, they always join us. Speaking of Curly in areas. Mark Wilson and Rio knew I tend to join, so hopefully we get all 3 drivers in. Mark Wilson is in as we speak. Yep. And the first incident has been reported already in Tier 5, and the race has been finished 5 minutes. Oh boy!
I think it was actually reported at 35 minutes past 8. Lee, I think you'll find. I think it was a qualifying one. We already are about 2 incidents.
Oh, it was actually. I'm blind. Ignore me. I'm blind.
7 in tier 4, however. So I suppose by them standards, we're doing not too bad.
I'm so glad I won't be there tomorrow. Goddamn.
Anyways, we do have our 1 and 2 in the party here, Lee. Mark, good to have you back on the podium. That was, I think, for lack of better words, a little bit mental tonight. But however, your first win on the wheel. Maybe not the way you've seen it happening, maybe not the kind of race you've seen it happening in, but you must be happy regardless of even getting to the finish, let alone getting to the finish in P1.
Yeah, I can't. I'm lost for words.
Don't worry, mate. We were as well.
I thought I'd be used to this by now, obviously with last year, but yeah, to go obviously from controller to wheel, drop down to medium traction control as well. Yeah, it's been a challenge, but I've slowly been getting better and better, and I don't know, tonight I thought we was just going to have a race behind the safety car, if I'm honest with you.
It did look that way for the first 10 or so laps.
I did think we was going to have a race behind the safety car, who could go, I don't know, the fastest behind the safety car. But yeah, I just had mad pace. I can't even describe it. Just had mad pace, and yeah, just kept clean and won the race.
Yeah, not an easy race to keep cleaning, I suppose. And that was one of the sort of the keys to getting there. Of course, next week.
I would not want to be a steward.
I'm thinking of handing my badge in, mate, right now. I can tell you that. I can tell you right now. Next week, a different bit of a track, Qatar. It'll be our first race round there. Have you done much of the new track this season, or this game anyway?
What track is it next?
Qatar.
Oh god, no. If I'm honest with you, I don't think I've even touched it. So
penalty Grand Prix is what we call it.
Oh, is that what it's called?
No,
it's
basically, yeah.
Literally, well, yeah, I'll just be going nice and slow and keeping away from track limits then.
Good man.
Not a bad strategy, to be fair.
Yeah, honestly, just driving first gear and you might survive. Obviously, a few should be fun around that track as well, Scott. So you might have 20 drivers crawling around the final lap.
Yeah, we did. We have seen that as well. Yeah, fuel management and warning management Grand Prix, but I'm sure it'll be an interesting one. Lee, anything for Mark before we move on to Mr. P2 Curly?
Nah, nothing really. Just yeah, I can't speak. As a person, I'm very happy to see you back here. You know, it's always a pleasure, and hopefully, I mean, no, it definitely won't be the last time we'll see you up here. So just congratulate people,
Definitely
mate.
not. I hope not, anyway. Just a quick one. Shout out to obviously Curly and was it Jerry in the end that got third?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Jerry.
Well done, Jerry. And also, obviously, she's going to kill me if I don't do it. You know what's coming.
Yeah.
Shout out to Danielle because she's always there watching. And this race win was dedicated to my cat, who sadly had to be put into the vets today. And he's not very well, so this goes
Oh, I
out
hope
to
it
her.
gets better, mate.
Thank you.
I really do. But hey, at least your missus watches you.
That's true.
Mine don't.
Oh, God.
Right, I'm
good
off there.
idea.
There you go, lads.
No worries, Mark. Thanks for joining us and congratulations once again tonight. Big shout out to Danielle, of course, our biggest fan in the comments, always tuning in. And get well soon, the Mark and Danielle's cat. That's not something I thought I would ever say live in stream, but
Me
there we go.
neither.
We've
There we are.
done it now. We'll jump on then. Curly, P2, you've got to be ecstatic with that, mate. That, by my calculations, it puts you firmly right up into the title fight. There is probably about 8 or 7 drivers right in the mix in the sort of mid to high 30s, mid to low 30s. You're one of them, but I suppose I'm not going to ask you to summarise that race tonight because I don't think anybody could. But yeah, just how was it? I suppose.
Well, first of all, I actually think, obviously, I think I've been on the podium now in every season I've been here. Tonight actually puts me on the podium every season I've been here, I think.
I think you're right with that because, of course, China last season.
Yeah, I've done Spain. I won Spain in the wet as well. If I haven't, it might have been bar one season if I haven't. But apart from that, I think it's been every season so far. But yeah, I want to say GG's obviously to Mark, and also to his teammate Gautier. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Gautier left alone.
Yeah. Coming round the final corner, I heard you actually say it on the stream. Gautier had a little bit of a wobble, and that's when Mark come and overtook us. I was literally I was trying to overtake Gautier, but that's when he had a little wobble, and Gautier held me up really well so Mark could get away. It's like trying to get past him was so difficult, but then obviously, unfortunately, that's when he went wide. He went wide, and I got past him, and then I had a Red Bull behind me. I'm not sure who the Red Bull was, but trying to get rid of him was difficult. But he had a penalty, and then I don't know what happened to him after that. But yeah, tonight it was. I think we had raced 4 laps in the first 6 or something because of 2 safety cars, but. Yeah, I didn't expect to be on. I didn't expect to finish P2, and being in the title fight. Yeah, I'm not going to win that. That's just not going to. Yeah, I'm not expecting to win that at all. I think that's like going to Murphy or you know what I mean. I don't know what happened to him tonight, but but yeah, I think that's going to be like Murphy or someone else was up there. But yeah, I'm not even bothering with that one. That's not a chance.
Never say never. As the old saying goes.
You got guitar next week. The only time I've mucked around with that is in career mode. That's it. If I raced it in a league race, but as far as I know, I've raced career mode definitely, but I can't remember if I've done it in a league race or a social race. I can't remember. It'll
be an interesting one. It will be a first for a lot, so it will be a good race. Congratulations to you once again tonight. Another brilliant result. Don't count yourself out of any championship because the way we've had so many different podium sitters, so many different winners, different high-scoring point scorers. It really is quite open at the moment, and consistent podium sitter as well. There was something I was gonna mention, but I can't remember what it is now. I've just drawn a blank. I'll be honest with you, Curly. Mine and Leroy's brains are fried after that. It was the safety cars. That's what it was. By lap 9, we had done 2.5 sectors, of green flag racing.
I think this and was it first race of the season?
Austria.
Got to be the craziest 2 races so far.
Yeah, 100%.
By far, it's maybe it's a sign of the game, but compared to last season, this season has been mental so far.
Yeah. definitely, totally agree.
Brilliant thing to see.
But I know GG's
Congratulations.
great comp spies, by the way. Can't wait to watch it back later.
Thanks, mate.
It'll be an interesting one. Put it that way. It'll be a very, very unique race. I think we did mention it. It's not something we've ever done before. Lee, I'll hand it over to you. Anything for Curly before we say our goodbyes?
No, not much. Just congrats on your P2, and hopefully this is not last time we'll see you here.
Oh, well, you said that last season when I had China and I didn't come back.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
I'll see you next season, Lee.
Yeah, see you next
Oh, fingers crossed that isn't the Leroy curse. Every time he wishes upon somebody, he just never reappear.
Yeah.
That could. We'll have to monitor that one, I think. But no, congratulations, Curly.
Oh, yeah,
Solid
definitely
P2
Cheers, mate.
on a mad mental race.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Lee, I think we'll not waffle on too long. We've done enough waffling tonight, mate.
Yeah.
That was one for the ages, one for the books. Thank you for joining me through that, because I genuinely could not have done that alone.
Yeah. You're welcome, mate.
Probably gonna have to go have a lie down and just rethink.
Drink.
What's just happened? Nah,
And drink.
Quite. Well, yeah, a little bit of.
I know your habits, Scott. I know your habits. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I suppose if anybody is listening to this still at this stage, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everybody that did tune in. Big thank you to Rotation, actually. He was just talking away to himself in the comments all night. Love to see that, mate.
Always there, Rotation. Always a man who's always supporting Tier 5 streams. You know, he loves us, as everyone does, but yeah.
Absolutely. Make sure then to tune in next Monday, where we will get the is it the Lazali?
Inaugural.
The inaugural, yep, the Qatar Grand
Marseille.
Prix. Yeah, I'll need to work on my pronunciation before next week, because I cannot say
Oh
that
yeah, you
word.
will.
We'll get that though.
It's quite simple. Like, it's not hard.
It is for me. But we'll be back at 8:15 next week. Of course, at 7:30 before us next Monday, you will of course have the wonderful Jamie Indigo and KXI making his debut tonight, and he'll be back next week, hopefully, alongside Jamie for Tier 4. But before all that, you'll get to see your Tier 3, Tier 2 and Tier 1 take to the track around Melbourne on Thursday at 7:30, 8 and 8:30 respectively. So make sure to tune in to give the top boys some love, particularly Tier 1. There was some crazy racing from them on Thursday night in Japan. I know Tier 2 and Tier 3 were equally as mental, so give them a little pop in on Thursday. You can maybe even see Leroy put it into a wall. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe.
You mean definitely. You mean definitely.
Definitely, yeah. Don't worry, mate. There's a good chance I'll be joining. But yeah, once again, Lee, thank you for joining me. Thank you for everybody for tuning in, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.